Board games, board games, it's what I'm talking about. Board games, I'm not gonna shout. I say I'm talking about board games, but I'm not sure if I can. But there might be an opportunity for me to maybe cram board games into the subjects along the way. Because board games are a thing I think about every day. But today I'll show a few paintings and some art that I made. You could say they're from the heart. I'll show some paintings from 10 years ago or more. And I'm not saying there's something you have to adore, but maybe they'll tell you something about me. These pictures will be something that soon you'll see. Also, you'll be able to add or make me do tasks. If you be drinking from a flask, but I don't have a flask, so you'd need to buy me one. And if you think that that would be fun, I guess that's how I would accept presents. If you really want me to drink from a flask, I don't know why you would, but if let's just pretend you do, okay? And so, board games and chaotic shenanigans, it's what it's all about. Chaotic shenanigans, I'm not gonna shout. Hello and good morning, good afternoon, good night, good whatever it is, wherever you are. I hope that you're having a good one. It is another day, it's another 10 a.m. UK time ish. I did start a tiny bit late today. I had not going to get into it, a phone call from NHS about things, and obviously that was something that I was kind of willing to delay it but today is another episode of Bessie Beats and Board Game Blether. Hello, Scott. It is lovely to see you. And hello to Ben or Kelly from the Game Cupboard. It is lovely to see you as well. And I say see, but it's more like be reminded of your presence via the text messages that you have typed into Twitch, and then I see on my screen. It's like a way to share that humanity. It's lovely. And so today, of course, as I mentioned in the song, it is chaotic shenanigans. If you want to do the whole thing, you can do add task to add a task to this cup. You can do do task, and then I pick 3 of them, veto 1. How many are left in here? About 9. And then you get to pick 2 of the remainder. So it's a semi-random task. And do task to make someone do a task. It says there that someone is me. So yeah, that is what it's all about today. And I'm going to be showing off my art. I've started off on Friday. I showed off some pictures. I've got 3 folders of art that I hadn't opened for many, many years. And then I went through half of one, and there's like 2.5 folders to go. So we'll see how we get on. And hello, it's lovely to see you. I hope that you're okay. And have you been walking out? How have you been doing? I hope you're good, Sate. And Elaine, it is lovely to see you as well. I hope you're having a good start to the week, if we can say that. So, talking about recent highlights, like recent highlights, living life and seeing the sights, recent highlights, playing games and other delights, recent highlights. What have you been up to? Let me know. So, I had some haggis. It wasn't neep, sadly. It wasn't turnips, it was carrots. But it was haggis, carrots, and 2 styles of mashed potato, because we had different opinions. One person wanted it's a bit more, some nutmeg in there, which I'm glad that there were 2 separate. One wanted, a bit more pepper in there. And anyway, so there were 2 batches of mashed potatoes. But yeah, haggis, ostensibly neeps and tatties, but it was actually haggis, carrots, and tatties. Anyway, so haggis, carrots, and tatties, that was a highlight. What else? Yeah, just walking around, managed to get a few emails sent off. Today, I did actually sign up for the board game mentorship thing, which I'm actually going to share a link. So I believe that if you're watching this live, you've still got about 90 minutes to sign up to this thing. I'm just going to share it on Twitch because if you're let me see, is anyone watch? Oh yeah, I'll share it on the others as well then, because we've got a couple of viewers. So yeah, tabletop mentorship program, go there for mentees, or if you feel like you've got the energy to mentor someone, then go there for the mentorship. And yeah, you've got about 1 hour 50 minutes to get it in. Like, spend 20 minutes on it. So honestly, if you need to go do that, that's totally fair. Just do the whole exclamation mark lurk and no, press the thing. Oh man. So firstly, hello Dakota, it's lovely to see you. And Elaine says, Elaine saw a woodpecker in the park this morning. That's amazing. Was like the woodpecker doing the whole tapping on the wood? Was it actually making a hole in the wood? Or do you just recognize woodpeckers from their plumage? I mean, are you that good at bird spotting? But that is pretty darn brilliant. So that definitely sounds like a recent highlight. Well done. I mean, well done, is that appropriate? No, but good times, exactly. So Elaine also says, yeah, haggis, nice. And I never tried haggis when I lived in Glasgow. I did cook a nice piece of roast lamb on Saturday. Okay, so presumably 2 days ago with rosemary and garlic. I don't eat much meat these days, but needed some comfort food for the weekend. That is totally fair. Yeah, sometimes you just need something stodgy, and at least lamb, you know, it's not beef. My understanding is it's a bit better for global environment. My understanding is that cows are insanely bad because of all the methane, but yeah, haggis, like, I know there's veggie haggis. I am a meat eater. It is an thing that I understand. It's not ideal. No person is ideal, and hopefully, you know, I just guess in these days, like when people are messing up on Twitter or on the internet, saying things that they maybe shouldn't be, sometimes we can rush to say, oh, let's block this person. Let's rush to have nothing to do with this person, rather than, hey, I know that maybe they've done other things in private, but let's kind of assume good faith if you've got the energy. If you don't have the energy, if that's your reason, then do it. But like calling for other people, I don't know, it seems a bit much. I would like it if we could just assume good faith and be like, yeah, we aren't perfect, but we're all trying, and we are all coming from a place of fear, and there's a lot of messed up things happening in the world right now in the past few months, but hopefully we can band together. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, kind of try and assume that people are, anyway, I don't know if, so yeah, feel free to share some more recent highlights. Didn't play any games last night. We ended up watching a thing on the former US presidency of Donald Trump and how the past few months kind of went on. Anyway, so brilliant thing, what's a little thing which is brilliant? Okay, let's talk about oh man, stools. Let's talk about stools, okay? Let's talk about piano stools. I mean, look, they've got this little liddy bit where you put in your notes and you put in your books and you can get stuff in that stool. That's pretty darn brilliant. I think that's worth respecting. Also, just secret compartments in general. I think let's hear it for secret compartments. And making good use of space. When you've got a stool and then you open it and then there's stuff inside, or when you've got a couch and then you open it and then there's stuff that you can put inside, or shelves on the walls. Let's just talk about good use of space, things that allow us to not just spread everything everywhere. And I'm going to say, yeah, I've got a bunch of boxes that were formerly containing bananas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. About 29 of them. And anyway, these banana boxes, they stack nicely on each other. You might have seen them if you ever worked at the supermarket. And so, yeah, they allow me to kind of have shelves, and I've labeled them stuff I made, art ingredients, and memories from 2011. Well, I'm actually quite looking forward to checking through that now. But yeah, that's my brilliant thing. Things containing within other things, making good use of space. So yeah, secret compartments, good times, yeah. Xate, talking about recent highlights, played Underwater Cities, the Cruise, Deimos expansion, I don't know that one, and Cartographers. So what does Deimos add to it is, feel free to tell us. And talking about secret compartments, Xate's dad built the house that Xate grew up in, and there were all sorts of secret compartments and passages, apparently. I'm imagining like little secret corridors creeping from one place to the other. That sounds like super fun. Oh my gosh, it's like Udo, where are you? There was a tunnel hidden in the wall from under my brother's built-in desk to the sliding on my wall, and the other half of my wall was a child-sized playhouse in the wall. That sounds amazing. I mean, yeah, custom-built stuff is pretty darn brilliant as well. And Dakota played Jaipur 3 hours ago, which was technically yesterday. Anything recently, like anything that, even if it happened just this morning. And so, yeah, that's why one of my recent highlights was, yeah, even though I got up, challenging getting out of bed this morning, I still managed to have a wee walk, just a quick walk, just around the block, and then get myself into the shower. But I did sign up for the mentorship bit. But yeah, anything recently that you enjoyed, just let us know about it. Jaipur, great 2-player board game. I hope you are enjoying it. That's on Board Game Arena. And apparently, carrying on with Xate's amazing childhood house, there was a secret sliding door for the brooms. There was a cave under the stairs with a secret entryway. There were hidden stairs. There was a flashlight storage hidden in the stair banister. Oh my gosh, that's really... But the best... We had a dinner bell upstairs that was an old farm bell, and my mum could ring it with a rope from the kitchen. But what? I mean, you've got us on the edges of our seats. And yeah, I'm not the only one amazed by this. This does sound like the most amazing house ever. And apparently Jaipur was indeed on Board Game Arena. But what? Yes, exactly. But what? I mean, okay, I'm going to... But there was a second rope hanging more visibly in the kitchen. My mum would set it swinging when guests came in, so they would assume it is what she used, and she would say they can ring it. I'm assuming this second rope does something completely different. But it was a trapdoor with a giant fake spider on a bungee cord that would drop. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. A giant fake spider dropping down on you. Man, your dad sounds amazing. That's like the kind of thing that I would... Wow, that is amazing. Oh man. Yeah, Elaine is in disbelief. I am trusting. I trust Xate, although past evidence suggests that maybe I shouldn't. But I don't think that Xate would lie about this. Or would she? But yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, exactly. Man, I think we all love this house. I think everybody in this chat would have loved to grow up in this amazing house. This just sounds like the most fantastic thing ever. See, it's like I would not have thought of it. Well, to be fair, if Sates were physically able to build a house herself, then I have no idea what sort of house Sates would make. Yeah, I agree. That does sound brilliant. Man, so there we go. Brilliant things, hidden compartments, and yeah, secret passageways. This just sounds amazing. Good stuff. And thank you for sharing that story with us. That is amazing. If anyone has any questionably quick questions, you can ask me, and everyone in chat can feel free to answer because, say, it's mainly just me. And so, yeah, the question that I normally ask is, where are you? What time is it? It is 10:18 where I am. I am in Glasgow on the second story. Plugging in my laptop, and now I'm going to hop. There, I have hopped, just to make the rhyme fit. Okay, and if you've got any more questionably quick questions, then if you have any questionably quick questions, I should say, then feel free to ask. Otherwise, feel free throughout this whole thing to comment, ask questions, follow, all that stuff. And say it tells us more stuff about it's amazing. My dad climb up the shelves to only I knew it, not my brother or mum. My dad made it so if there was a break-in, I could get safe, climb through the attic, drop onto the porch, and run to get help. Wow, this is amazing. Oh, and a hidden room over, and I'm just going to stretch because Stream Elements told me to. And so if you want to join me in stretching every 37 minutes to make sure that, it's apparent at the hospital. Parents say when they went for heart issues, and I do have a history of heart issues in the family, so it's just saying, hey, make sure to get up at least once every 40 minutes. So that's what I'm doing. Anyway, there was a hidden room over the porch, accessible only from our tunnel, but Sate's dad never finished it, so no one was allowed to go in. Sate's dad was afraid it was not. It's an and oof, yeah, man, it's not good. We were meant to have better internet now. What's up with this? This is not good at all. Thank you for telling me, Elaine. Yeah. And lots of love to Dakota, and I hope that, if you want to just drift off, but it is lovely to see you and for you to have said hello. There was more, but I should stop showing off. You know what? Maybe one day you can come onto the show and you can just show off and talk about yourself. One day when you are free and can just chat. But yeah. So let me change the banner to some today chaotic, sorry about this, shenanigans, and showing off art I made 10 years ago. Okay, so there we go. That is what's going to happen. And yeah, as an adult, I appreciate much, much more how cool my parents really were. Whoops. So, yeah. And, yep, for those who are unaware, that is the commands. And as a kid, they just embarrassed me for their differentness. Oh, that's a shame. Let me shove the chair out the way and get my wee folder back up. So this is like the folder of, let me, dare I show my unmade bed? This is the folder of stuff. And last time I showed off some paintings and some photos, and I genuinely don't know what else is in here. So I guess we're going to find out together in some manner. So these were photos, these were pictures, there were drawings in there. There was a book that oh here. So just some, okay, so let's see what paintings I'd done. So this was all from 10 years ago. Let me put it there and then. So it's just a bunch of life drawing. So there we go. Just a bunch of life drawing. And Sate's already with the dotask. Let me actually tie up. Where's my hair bubble? I was going to tie up my hair because it's starting to get a bit hot. So Sate has spent 500 points. I shake this up. I take 3 things and okay, there's one to play Snakes and Ladders or brainstorm a game based on a random wiki. So, I didn't make a decision to stop. It's just that there's not much opportunity. Both, you know, because he said this. Let me actually open Twitch to see what Sate is talking about. What did I say? Something went wrong. We couldn't find that clip. I will check that out later. Wait, is this me saying that I will do both things at some point? Let me listen to myself. And you get to pick 2 of their names and do exclamation mark. Okay, yeah, I see what you did there, okay. Yeah, you get to pick from 2. Okay, fine. Just because you're eagle-eyed, just because you're paying attention and I want to reward that kind of picking me up on my mistakes, okay, I did indeed say you get to pick 2 of the remaining 2, so yeah, sure, fine. Okay. You cannot deny it. Okay, so firstly, brainstorm a game based on a random wiki. Let me make a new page and go to Wikipedia, which I think because of the whole Creative Commons, I am allowed to just share my screen for that. And yep. So I am first brainstorming a game, and then we will, yep, do some sorts of snakes and ladders thing. So where's the button for a random one? I'm sure someone said there was like a random page somewhere. How do you find a random wiki? Can someone help me? Random article. There we go. Random article. I've got a secret. is an American game panel show. Well, this is going to be easy. If it's a game panel show, presumably it's quite easy to turn into a game. Okay, instead of trying to, okay, they had to determine a contestant's secret, something that's unusual, amazing, embarrassing, or humorous about them. Okay, so that sounds interesting. Gameplay. To get yeah, and whisper your secrets, and 15 seconds of questioning, running through the panel twice. And okay, so the more rounds that you get, the point guess it. Format one panel with dollars for each stumped. I mean, 1954. What does $20 is $80 a lot? That sounds like. To be fair, like game shows have definitely increased in cash prize. I understand, like the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire at the time. It was like, whoa, you're giving away £1 million. This is anyway. But yeah, I'm assuming that this is just it's going to be fun to be on, and the cash is very much just by the by. The top payoff never increased with inflation, and the money became there we go. With the cash awards not even mentioned at all by the end of the series. The panelists chosen to question first eventually became a so if you've got something that the panelist is knowledgeable on, I mean, so a game based on having secrets, and so just for Elaine, this is where's the article page? So I pressed this button and it came up with I've got the secrets. Everyone saw that happening live, and yeah. So, but I got the game show and it's like, okay, how do we turn this into some sorts of board game? Buffering's too bad. Oof. Let me. This afternoon. Yeah, this afternoon I have to get in touch with BT and say, hey, great. It doesn't feel like it's not to be. I mean, is that I'm assuming that's on my end because I'm seeing parts of the screen flicker in and out. So how is it for everyone else? But so apparently in the 50s, a hamburger was 40 cents and a double feature matinee movie was 10 cents. So that's 50, so 160 hamburgers and movies. That's, yeah. Oh, movies have definitely increased in price relative to hamburgers. But to be fair, hamburgers, you make them from the cheapest possible ingredients. And maybe this is a sign of like bad food. Anyway, so yeah, it's pretty bad, says Elaine. Yeah, I really need to get in touch with BT because we changed over on the 21st. They said, okay, 3 days for maybe it to be better or worse, but yeah, this is anyway. So how are we going to do this? Well, straight up. So what's the game? The original game was someone's got a secret. Other panelists are trying to guess their secret. I guess they've got one guess each, and they've got how long of questioning? 15 seconds of questioning at a time. And 15 seconds seems like a weird thing. It's like kind of like 20 questions. You know, the interesting thing about this as a game show is that I feel like a judge is kind of required to say, okay, well, you guessed that it was that this person used to draw whilst in the toilet. Is that enough? Is that close enough to their actual secrets, which was like when it's going to be an edge case of maybe their actual secrets was they used to draw whilst in the bath. Like maybe the judge at that point makes a judgment call. I don't know. Like, would that be allowed or would it not be allowed? I mean, would you have to say, oh, it's half correct, or oh, I'm almost giving it to you, but I'll let the other person guess? I feel like there needs to be a sort of games master, and there's definitely a type of game show that ascribes to that you need this sort of games mastering going on to make it any good at all. But so what, I mean, it also reminds me a wee bit of Zendo, of course, where there's the one secret that everyone else is guessing. Is this applying to the does this have the Buddha nature? Does it not? Let me make that screen a wee bit smaller. So I kind of feel like it feels like a bit pointless. Like, I guess really with a game show, what you've got to look at it is what's the issues, what's stopping you from just playing this as a parlor game or whatever, and how can you take it to the next level? Because you're already starting from something. And let's say you were trying to make a game that was very much based on, I've got to secret secrets, or are you actually would it be better, like, do you actually want to have secrets that are on by the people? Okay, we'll go and trying to guess. I mean, I know that it kind of turns it into such a similar game to other games if you change it too much. If you say, okay, here's a fact and you've got to try and guess what fact it is. Maybe you're trying to guess celebrity secrets. That could be fun. Like do guest rounds. Oh yeah, on each typical episode, a celebrity guest came on the show with a secret, and yeah. So what if you had a bunch of people who kind of said, okay, this certain person has this fact about them, and this is a fact, and then one person each round has to be the games master and has to but then the original feels very much like it's just making conversation about these things, and that's going to be lost. It doesn't feel like the point structure is any good at all. It feels like from the it's one of those shows where if the panelists are actually playing to win, that's just going to result in a really short show, and people and it's like it's kind of just an excuse to have conversation. Surely it's kind of like, whose line is it anyway? Or what was that one where, George, what's the scores on the doors? You know, that one with the bald person who played the drums and says the scores are 3.5 to this person and 1.5 to this person, where they just completely made up the scores. But oh, shooting stars. Thank you, Elaine. Yeah, shooting stars. And hello, Alex. Oh, there you go. 2 people at once. All about shooting stars. But yeah. So what's, oh my gosh, I just noticed. Here's some tiny, tiny dice. Oh wow. Oh man, these have kind of. Were they always so pastel? Look at my tiny, tiny dice. They are teeny. Anyway, that's completely unrelated to anything, but they are. So, if we were trying to turn this game show into a game, what is the only no more, only once, only you get that benefit because you were paying attention, only one time. So, just because I misspoke doesn't mean that I have to do it for like the rest of eternity. That's not on. Anyway, so yeah, game shows, secrets. People are just taking turns trying to guess the secret. Maybe people. So there's a judge. If it's in a particular order and you're getting points for being the person to guess the secret, then are you going to? Is there a particular turn order that matters more? What if? Yeah. What if it's like one question round, then it just becomes like 20 questions, doesn't it? It kind of feels like that's all that this game is going to end up as like if we wanted to turn it into a parlor game, that honestly that I can't get away from. That feels like what it should be. And right now, if I were to sit down and play it with a bunch of people and say, okay, how are we going to play this? I would just be like, okay, take it. One judge has a thing. People take it in turns, asking questions, and after each question you ask, you get to make one guess. And if your guess is correct, you win the point for that round. And it's you keep on playing until someone's got so many points, or maybe you just keep on playing until people are tired. And that's a really vague, unsatisfying brainstorm, but yeah, that's the best I've got for today. Anyway, for the other thing, I had a web address that cbc.ca. There we go. Kids Games, Play Snakes and Ladders. Okay, so I'm going to let's. How many players? Who wants to play? So we are playing Snakes and Ladders, and this can be like marbles. Like we're just people. I'll just kind of keep clicking the dice, and choose your color and choose if you want to play. I assume that Sate wants to be green. Yeah, do like say like play or something like that if you want to play, and I'll give people a couple of minutes to get involved if they want. Meanwhile, whilst people are choosing, so I showed. So this is leading over a high stool. There we go. This is someone. This looks like the same model, sorts of crouching. There we go. And oh, here's the same model lying down. There we go. And yeah, I'll start up Snakes and Ladders if at least, one person chooses to play. So I will do that. Okay, same model, kind of sitting and looking behind himself. Yes. So that is another. This looks like a different model. Kind of hand to the chin. Guess I was trying for simplicity and looks like charcoal. Yeah. Oh, here's a wee skeleton. There's like a wee skeleton. Oops. A wee skeleton that I drew. That's actually not a bad skeleton. Well done, past me from 10 years ago. So that's the model. Oh, is yellow or pink, if possible. It says, so maybe I will try and, okay, so Alex is just lurking. This is too buffery. Oh, not sure what you mean by that. Yeah, I'm just going to either show pictures or do the snakes and ladders thing. People, let me, so let's say that's green. Oh, player 1 is pink for Elaine, player 2 is green for Xate, and let's say I am red. So all that I'm going to do is keep on rolling the dice until someone wins. Apparently in this game, if you roll a 6, you get to go again. So Elaine's off to an early start. Elaine's already on square. Oh wow, I've managed to take the lead. Going up the ladder, that's what it's all about. Okay, say it, so one more and you would have gotten that ladder, but no luck. Oh wait, just missing that snake. And so 8 comes up, oh, I'm in the lead. My god, is the presenter going to win this game? And so it's Xate. Xate's coming up, oh, Xate's falling behind. I'm moving ahead, and Elaine's in the lead. Elaine's taking the lead. Elaine is, whoa! Xate fell down the snake. Oh my gosh. That was, well, this game is snakes and ladders after all. You just missed that ladder by 2 spaces. That's always the way. Oh my gosh, I'm getting an extra die apparently, just because this version has a ridiculous positive feedback loop. Because apparently when you roll a 6, that's not enough for you. Clearly you need to keep on going. Maybe it's just to make sure. Oh, Elaine taking the short ladder up to space 44. Nice work, Elaine. Elaine's clearly in the lead. Xate's taking the rear, but at space 28, anything could change if Elaine makes that, or indeed, maybe if you keep getting extra dice every time you... Oh yeah, you do keep getting extra dice literally every time you roll a 6, so anything could happen. So you could... Oh, Elaine goes back. See, this is the issue with the game. It's just a wee bit long, and it's like, is this game ever going to end? Is this going to last like 10 minutes or 5 minutes or half an hour, or is this going to last until the end of the stream? You never know. But currently I am in the lead, and then Xate comes up very close behind. So no one's managed to get that long ladder to number 28. Will Elaine be the one who makes it all the way up? Oof. Will Elaine roll a 3? Oh my gosh, Elaine is going up to space 84. This is an upset for the books. I mean, is it an upset, or is the crowd roaring for Elaine? Elaine, as long as Elaine makes it past space 87. Come on, Elaine, don't roll a 1 on your next turn, and you've got it. Don't, oh, phew, Elaine makes it past. Okay, Xate's at least trying to, oh, Bez just managed to miss the snake's head. Xate's coming up. Is Elaine going to win? Oh, Xate's falling behind again. It's just, oh, and Bez just slips back down to space 53, but we've crossed the halfway mark, and Elaine, phew. So now there's 3 snakes' heads on the top row. Is Elaine going to make it, or is Bez or Xate going to catch up? Who knows? Anything could happen. Well, there we go. Very unlucky from 62. Oh my gosh, down to 75, Elaine. Unfortunate. Now you're going to have to go through and try to get past all the snake's heads again. So Bez goes up. Bez is in the back and Xate's in the middle. Elaine's in the lead. What's happening? What's happening? I don't know. We're just playing snakes and ladders because Xate wanted this to happen, and I'm probably never going to do this again. But there we go. So Elaine is in the lead. Oh, one more. If Elaine rolls a 1, Elaine could. Nice. Xate goes back up to 7. Oh, almost to 70. Gosh, Elaine has won. Congratulations, Elaine. You have won. Congratulations, Elaine. So, yeah, that is the end of that. It doesn't say who won. It doesn't even say red won or whatever. So, yeah, as you can probably... So, congratulations, Elaine. You know what? I'm going to give you some random points just because why not? Next one, how many is appropriate? 500. Let's go with 500. Ladder player. And congratulations. So yeah. And oh, thank you very much. If that's something that people enjoyed, then I might keep it. Where are my things that oh, whoops. Oh, there we go. Okay, so that was and thank you, but congratulations. You managed to roll that 1 and get in. So, yeah. Let me take that off and get rid of that. And I understand you're allergic to art, but yeah. I think those are good lines in the midsection. I'm happy with myself from 10 years ago. That was... And the next one, this looks like I don't know how long these pictures were. I haven't written any notes on them. But yeah, that's all right. Decent lines. Here's another one, presumably with charcoal with a wee bit of shading, but I presumably didn't get much time to do as much shading as I would have liked. And here's one with wee bits of white. That's the nice thing about off-color paper. Like if you've got paper that isn't white, you can do a nice wee bit of highlighting with white chalk. And so there we go. Like, that's a nice seated pose. This looks like the head might be a wee bit too big, I don't know. But yeah, that's another picture from back in the day. Man, there's quite a few here. So this looks like a different model. Another one kind of... I'm imagining that there's some sort of stool that used to be here that I just didn't get time to draw, and I was just concentrating on the figure more. Yeah, that's that. There's a standard seating pose, quite an easy one to at least hold for model. It's not too challenging. A standing pose. Nice one. But lots of love, Elaine, and I full day. That kneecap seems a wee bit strange, it feels like. But, you know, broadly speaking, it seems okay. And yeah, thank you very much. Let me pop into Twitter. Are those people already? Oh, this is an interesting pose. legs behind. So there we go. I like this sort of pose, kind of legs behind and bikes it, and I hope that you get good stuff done. That is totally fair. I will maybe see you tomorrow when we're talking about prototyping, I guess. Because I know that you are more here for the board game chat, and so showing off art probably isn't what people came here for. But same thing, we actually shine. Oops. Nice. But there we go. It's kind of, yeah, this is slightly difficult to get the angle of the feet and everything correct. With it coming towards you. This is a stand. This is a kind of seating on a chair pose. Not much going on. Just another thing. We might get to a pineapple, or we might not. And if anyone has any questions that you would like me to talk about, or then feel free to ask me whatever. I mean, I could inject board game chat, visuals of me just pulling up random bits of life drawing, but I like the way that separated the shadows and lights in that one. There's another similar pose. You know, it's interesting how life drawing is so, what's the word? It's when you're modeling, it's surprisingly challenging just being in that same place and trying not to move at all. It can be quite difficult. So it's, oh wait, it's this way around. There we go. That makes more sense. Okay, so yeah, it's on the armchair. There we go. So a reclining pose. I guess I did 2 pictures of that one thing. Yeah, so board games, eh? Even talking about board games anymore? Is this even a board game related show? I mean, in a way, making arts and pictures is just like a board game. Because either way, you've got to kind of just do something and start off making something and then keep at it, and you know, and then you pick up skill on each one that you make, and eventually you become better. Looks like I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blank sheets of paper. So that's like 90 pence worth. So if I want to do some more life drawing on 8 sheets of paper at some point in the future, yes I could. I'm going to sort that out afterwards. And I will take this. Okay, this is the big one. Just to show you what I'm struggling with, it's this big folder. It is quite big. It's this big. Oh yeah, there we go. And there's definitely not just paper in here. Okay, so we've got some. Oh, we've got some lino cuts that I did. So here's a lino cut that I cut out to make a repeating pattern. You can see how it's kind of aimed at, ideally that would link with that, and repeatings. Guess I've got a thing for them. Oh yeah, we had a whole thing where we were doing orchids, and I was doing different printings and etchings. So this is a version with a very smudgy art. This is me experimenting, just trying it on with bits of paper and printing. The most exciting thing, but yeah, that's probably the nicest one. You can sort of see. I've got some ones with white ink on black paper. And it's like, wow, I did quite a few versions. It's like, that's a bit fussy. And, each time you do something, you learn about it. It's the same with prototyping. It's the same with game design. It's the same with everything in life. As you live, you arguably become a better person. You kind of learn. I think this was me trying to simulate some ways or something. But yeah, you become better at living. I want to say, like, as long as you're reflecting on what you did well and what you did badly, I feel like I'd have to see this printed, but to me that could be a good printing. Oh, here we go. Here's the original printing. So the way this works is you've got ink, you smear the ink all around, and then you put the paper on. So the ink is caught in gaps. And then you've got to kind of wipe it off, and then you. Oh, where's the prints? Oh, that big one. Okay, let's see what we've got in here. It looks like a whole bunch of plastic things. And experimenting, kind of feeling ready to experiment and just see how things turn out. Just making a thing and seeing what happens. That feels like a very appropriate thing for all creative pursuits, I think. Being able to approach things in a playful manner, I want to say. By the way, this is meant to be an orchid, in case that wasn't clear. Orchid, orchid. And yeah, I guess we've got some random photos that I think that's a photo that I took. It's quite cool structure, and I don't know what I was doing there. I guess just playing about with it. Well, I think this might have been me trying to recreate that photo. Hello, Timmy. Oh, I need to jiggle and wriggle. Stream elements. So, Timmy, I'm just kind of showing off random bits of art. If you want to, I don't know how many points you've got, so if you do exclamation mark points, you'll be able to find out how many points you've got, and you can potentially get me to do random tasks. But yeah, I'm just showing off some things that I painted in the past, and this looks like sorts of silhouettes, musical notes, guitars. I think that's meant to be a pineapple. But yeah, I hope that you're generally well today. Have you had any recent lovely to you, let us know. And if you want to any questions about games or game design, feel free to ask. Or if you want to have a chat about anything, then I'm just going to carry on going through things that I drew 10 years ago. So here's something I made. It is a 3D thing, and yeah, it's kind of like 3 different ways to render a leaf. One of them, so this one, it's very 3D, and there's this one, it's kind of collage. This one, it's more realistically painted. That's it. Kind of goes in, and this one, it's kind of just me stick bits of paper mache doing it a more abstracted way. Oh, I am generally so yeah, I was saying there is a mentorship program. If you're watching right now, you've got about 1 hour. But it is for tabletop mentorship, I should say that. So it's probably not so applicable for you. This is a quick pineapple that I drew. I was really into this pineapple. I don't know where the slowly drawn one was, but yeah, I'm feeling awake. I managed to do my quick walk this morning. Generally okay. Oh. This piece, so I'm not sure that it's clear enough, but it's actually that way up. There we go. So it's meant to be like the caterpillar and then the cocoon and then the butterfly emerging. But yeah, it feels like the variance in colors wasn't quite enough to make the picture quite work, and I really should have worked harder to cover up all the black. 7 a.m. in Nova Scotia. Is that you up for the day? Or are you someone who hasn't been to sleep for a while? Here's life drawing of someone with random, trying to use, the blues as the shadows. And oh my gosh, you've not slept yet. Oh my gosh, wow. So yeah. Whole sleeping, and yeah, I you're I guess this is a lot of paper mache. I don't know if you can probably see this one. I think that's as good as I'm going to get. There we go. Yeah, what's your normal sleep schedule like? These days, I try to start going to sleep. Oh, there's this was an etching that I did. I guess we might be seeing some of those paintings. I am the awoken one. Awoken, always awake. I think this was just kind of experimenting with textures, sort of seeing what you can make if you just crumple it. And it's just, sometimes this doesn't really have any I do remember this one. I remember like, yeah, that actually looks cool. That's actually quite fun. But with all of these things, it's sort of sometimes with these random arrangements, it's art if you say it's art. Do you know what I mean? If you... Wow, that's actually quite cool. Nice colours. Oh man, messed up sleep schedule. Yeah, I hear that. It's really hard and to try and get things on track, isn't it? Continuous line. So this is just one line. There we go. I really like these continuous line drawings. I remember I had a little sketchbook. I don't know if I'll find it, but yeah. And here we go, a bit more random textures. But yes, it's hard to. I used to find, especially at university, that what I would do with a video is say awake for more than 24 hours to try and get it back on, and then let's say I was normally going to bed at 7 a.m. and waking up maybe 2 or whatever, then maybe what I would do is just try and sleep through it and then go to bed at like 8 or 9 or sometime in the evening. But I don't want to come off as patronizing, and here's a random life drawing. I don't know if the camera is picking that up perfectly. It's just a faint pencil thing. But yeah, it can be so challenging to get your sleep schedule on track. So definitely lots of love to you. And I hope you manage to get somewhere you're happy with. This is more life drawing. There we go. Playing around with ink. Here we go. Oh yeah. That might give you an idea of what I looked like or how I saw myself. Nothing to do with how I wanted to look like, but that's sort of what I might have looked like 15. How long ago would it have just been? Yeah, about 15 years ago. Bits of paper stuck in PVC glue. It's quite yeah, there's not really anything interesting going on in the paper. It's just, hey, that's quite cool. And I think that's suspending things and then putting PVC top of it makes it be a fun idea of that. Here's me. It's another self-portrait. Bits of newspaper. I'm starting to glue them, but falling apart. So I guess I just wanted to have. I don't know what's going on there. This is the Mausoleum in Glasgow. Lovely building. It's not actually as colourful, quite as colourful. I to use colours to express shading and light. Oh yeah, this is printing. I think this was a glass printing of the pineapple. So you paint on the glass, and then you just put a piece of paper next to it, pretty much. Because I see that, hey, here's one that's almost identical, and here's another one. Pineapple. And self-portrait with a wee tag to say, what does that say? Plus, well, the date's 23rd August, so it was kind of like, there we go, like a dog tag. That is, that's some more. To get several of someone reclining on a thing, on a couch. Have you ever drawn stuff? Do you enjoy it? Have you ever gone to life drawing? And yeah, gosh, go ahead and let me know what your how, like if you're doing an RPG, how's that going? What's the art meant? Someone mentioned an action RPG, like or in watching, and do you want to talk about that? Feel free to. If you don't want to, that's also totally fine. Here's a fetish. Bits of art that's been painted. Here's some printing of leaves. Yeah, this is just the pattern of leaves. Painting on a leaf and then using the leaf as a repeating pattern. I'm trying to get better at 2D drawing, but I'm not super good at it, says Timmy. Which way around is this? Yeah, it's kind of always a case of just, oh, what's going on here? I guess these newspapers were put together, and yeah, it's actually got a bit of thickness. That's it. Is that interesting? It's marginally interesting. That's the thing that I could probably get rid of. So yeah, that's just bits of white smeared on wax paper. Oh, I'm not even sure what's gone on here. Bits of newsprint with some sorts of ink and crumpling it. It feels like I really enjoy just playing around and messing around with things and being like, you know what, this is like, I'm fairly sure that, yeah, this definitely started off as newsprint, but now it kind of feels all waxy and it's like, wow, how did these... And now that's 10, 15 years out past, it's kind of like, I can't even remember how I did that. Let me bring... Looks like some more patterns and things. So yeah, this is just trying to do musical notes. I guess with 2D drawing, back in the day, a really good way to practice 2D drawing used to be to go and sit in an underground, just go round and round and round, and eventually, you know, you see people that are opposite you. Try not to make it super obvious, but try to like do it quick life drawing, even though they're codes. Just kind of copy them as you can. Do it like maybe for an hour as you're going round on the underground, and just draw the people. Gaze up for 10 seconds, and then try and draw them. And I know that when you're drawing people who aren't aware of it, it's going to end up people are going to move around, but I think it's a perfectly reasonable thing to do. Now, of course, in this day and age of time, can't do that. On the other hand, we do have the internet, and it's whatever gives you whatever gives you the incentive to carry on. Because at the end of the day, something like talent is really just about having the desire to do something and to keep doing it. I don't think it's for able to find like motivation. It's all about finding motivation, I believe. That's what's underneath here. Let's check this amount of stuff out. Okay, so looks like I have to some more life drawing. Oh, this other thing, we used to take turns to sit and just sit in our clothes and have everyone else draw us. So sometimes we would have professional life models. Some weeks where we didn't have professional life models, we would model for each other. So good times. Remember that. I think, yeah, that way up. So there's some thistles, national flower of Scotland, spiky and angry. Like lots of Scots, if you want to be racist. It's like a pencil drawing. From the... Oh yeah, I remember one time we took a field trip. We had a couple of field trips. I think this was when we went to St Mungo's. And in retrospect, that was such a good thing, kind of going out and exploring the architecture. And yeah, there's like some decent colouring and shading going on here. I'm not saying it's like, whoa, what's an amazing drawing, but it doesn't feel terrible. Here's a tall tower from a field trip where we were just in. I think this was an electrical tower. I think it's in the south of Glasgow. Oh, thank you, Alex. It's lovely of you to see. And I've got some wee continuous line drawings. Continuous line drawings. Now, the thing about this is sometimes when you give yourself a restriction, like, okay, it's got to be just one line, and you also have to do it really quickly, it's kind of giving yourself permission to fail. And sometimes you need that, whether it's a game idea that you're trying to come up with, having too much, okay, this has to be good. If you worry too much about that, sometimes it can just feel like you're, well, apparently this one was continuous line without looking on paper, in case anyone cares. But yeah, just saying, okay, I'm not even going to look at the paper, and now we'll see how well it works. This was a continuous line from 14 years ago. So one single line, and you're like, yeah, it's just another way to approach it. Also, you don't get to do that whole, okay, drawing the initial things. And so it's a case of we're going to sorts of... Yeah, I definitely think there's a parallel to be drawn between this sorts of stuff and making games, although I don't want to push the points too much. Oh, I think this is... Yep, that way up. This is from... I think this was... We had an excursion where we went to Botanic Gardens, and then we walked up there, had a wander around, took some photos, did some on-site pictures, and came back. So these... Because I remember we had a project where was just 1 year, yeah, and there were two main projects that we had to do. One was mainly about orchids, and one was mainly about Edith Piaf. I really fell in love with Edith Piaf over the course of this. So, should it? I don't know which way round that. I'm going to guess that the flowers are pointing down, but I don't know. So, oh, thank you very much. It's lovely of you to say, Kelly Lee, or that's the thing. Oh, this is the armadillo from Glasgow. This is just a plug. Yeah, that's a plug with some cool colouring. If I may say so. Oh yeah, here's another single line thing, and here's some trying to do some shapes. Not perfect spots. It's the kind of thing trying to do to get the fundamentals down. Oh yeah, I think this is from an etching, self-portrait of myself. I have no idea, just random junk, I guess I was doing. etching prints. This is when I had some facial hair. This is another print, and this is a print with some colours and abstract bits. And yeah, there were lots of self-portraits, because if you've got a mirror, you can always do a self-portrait. This was 14 years ago. Here's half of the person. I started the pencils, but clearly didn't use quite as much of that page as it would have been good to. I guess this is outside the gate somewhere. And oh yeah, this is Patrick, old classmate. Yeah, not. There we go. Both of us are lurking while working, says the game cupboard. Impressed by your artistic skills. Oh, thank you very much. That's really lovely of you to say. Something to. Sorry, just try and pop them all together so they don't get crushed. And how much more is there to go? Can I just take everything? Okay, I'm going to move this water. Yeah, that seems like a good spot. Yeah. So, look, I guess I don't know what flower that is. Maybe someone else knows the flower better than me. Hopefully it's drawn so you can tell what flower it is. I mean, there's bits of flowery stuff. There we go. We've got oh, it looks like this was a different drawing, and it was, oh, you know what this might have been? I think this might have been because there was a wee show, and for the pictures that we liked the best, we would cut them down to size and then put them onto black paper as a sort of cheap way to frame it. So the building that we were in, like the art department, I remember, was on the 3rd floor. It was amazing lights. It was beautiful lights, skylights in every room. And then below us, there were people doing things where the lights probably didn't matter. Here's another drawing of myself. I'm looking a bit haggard there. Wow. Not so keen on. This is, wow, this is a fun picture. There. Hello, Rob. I'm just showing off pictures. And yeah, I've done 1.5 folders today, almost. And then I'll do one last folder next time I'm doing something. But if you have any questions or anything about board games, I'm happy to witter on while I. So, yeah, feel free to say anything or whatever. Wait, that's not the way the fan is. This is how the fan is. Let me. So you do. There's a fan and in front of a radiator, and then there's wood paneling behind the radiator. Hopefully you can sort of see it. So there we go, that's that. Oh, thank you very much. Why would I have questions about board games? That's your biggest I like what you did there. So yeah, this looks like charcoal and white chalk. This is the power station, again at the end of, on south of Glasgow. Okay, I'm going to just wipe my hands on my jeggings, because get some chocolate. I don't know why I cut this the way I did. I guess I was trying to make some sorts of statements. I think just because of the pose, it reminded me of someone being sad, and I was like, okay, let's try and cut it down so it's kind of like it's aggressively going into them. Yeah, back in the day, sometimes I had a lot of facial hair. This is me with interesting colours, let's say. There we go. That is just me trying to do a self-portrait. Another continuous line image. What's it? Oh, thank you. So yeah, as I said, that's actually not too bad for a continuous line picture. I'm quite chuffed with that. There we go. This is another classmate. You see that? There's the face. I like how I rendered the hair, if I may say so. And yeah, there's some good folds in the fabric. And then, yeah, sorry, it sounds very arrogant to me holding up my phone, doesn't it? Here's another life drawing of someone reclining on a couch, and maybe they are happy, maybe they're not. You never know just by looking at someone's face. What are they all about? You know, we're talking about looking at people's faces. Man, I miss places. Looking at people's faces. This is a giant, quickly drawn pineapple. This is not the pineapple that I was talking about that day. This is the quickly drawn pineapple, but I personally prefer this pineapple because to me this is like just joyous and energetic, and yeah, I like that pineapple more. But hopefully I will find a pineapple that's like 2 weeks to draw. This is another quickly drawn pineapple. I don't like it quite as much as the other one. Oh, I think this is actually a printing, so yeah. Now I've got some sort of mood board. Oh yeah, there was this animation that I did. Oh my gosh, I just saw the pineapple. So this is a mood board for an animation for. So it's an animation. You start off with the words, and then it flows away, and then snow comes in, and then snow, and then. Hopefully that makes some sense. And then it's rain, and then the flower grows, and then the orchid, it's whispered into something that says, it's my tang, and then that is that. And there is an actual animation that I made for that. I think it might be on Newgrounds. Oh, so that's not properly stuck. But here, apple that I talked about. This is the pineapple. So this is the pineapple that took me ages to draw. I don't know if you can, like, so this is all watercolor. This pineapple took me a long time to paint. I'm not saying it was like 2 weeks solid, but yeah, I was really chuffed with this pineapple. And this pineapple is, I could probably rotate it to try and work out exactly which angle, but it is this pineapple. At the end, I kind of did art based on this pineapple. That's at the end of the year. I said, oh, could I have now? Because this is, so this drawing was probably the most worked piece of art that I ever did, and it probably will remain the most worked piece of art that I ever do, because like, it's a nice piece, but I don't feel like it's joyous. It's not something that I felt, oh, I didn't feel like I enjoyed. Maybe there will come a time in my life I don't know, when I'm a bit older, that's I'll be like, okay, I'm going to spend loads of time on this one bit of art, working on it for weeks or even months. But for me, getting to the stage where, okay, now I put it down and it's like, yeah, doing these graffiti style letters, getting myself to a point. But sometimes, yeah, you do get nice art. Hopefully, so that is the pineapple that I talk to people about. So there you go. And I think that was actually the last thing. Um, there seems to be some black paper, but this black paper might be. Oh, wait. See, here are some more printings. Some more printings. There we go. Printings, self-portrait. When I had here. Let's see what's on here. Oh yeah, here we go. So this, for me, this is like a pineapple that's like, I don't know, it's, for me, this just feels more joyful and maybe, and I was like, okay, let's try that. And I've gotten to know this pineapple. I've just done it over and over and over. And this was like, okay, I'm just doing this pineapple quickly. But this was a printing with additional watercolor on it. Punk pineapple, says Rob. Yeah, exactly. For me, it's just oh, there's another self-portrait. It's a self-portrait with the environment, so you can see the sort of mirror that was on a chair that I was drawing, and there we go. That is me. And you can also see the hand on my on the board. Is there something else? Oh yeah. This was a self-portrait with me holding a flat mirror above my head. But it's kind of got little bits, it's on the edge of the canvas, so oh, is that the word? Easel? Sorry, but yeah, hopefully, yeah, you've seen it all. Okay, so that's that. And let's see what's. Oh, that's nice. So this is a life drawing of someone wearing some sorts of cross around their neck and simple lines, quite a bit of pencil work done behind it. You can see I'm all about kind of working out pencil, but yeah, quite bold lines on top of it. Oh wow. Oh yeah, I remember this. Okay, so this was sort of an experiment where we would have one thing and then we would draw it and then infer of an object. And here I'm recreating this with another medium. Here, each time it's kind of zoomed in and going round in a circle, so it's kind of like trying to do it all in different styles, whether it's like, and these are actually little packing peanuts, and it's just a fun variety of different styles. It's kind of like patchwork. Yeah, I want to say. And Rob, who says it's fun to see the same. Oh wow! I remember this. I was actually so this was me. This is a T-shirt that I may or may not still have. E for Edge magazine, the computer game magazine that I still subscribe to, and that looks like a Faber-Castell 2009 grip. No, that can't be right, because this was before 2009. What's it, sir? Was it so? Anyway, Faber-Castell have these like triangular pencils. Anyway, so that is that, and that is me. Quite a bit of time ago. I quite like those colours. Sorry, I'm going to show you a wee bit more of the hair. Yeah. So that is the end. I'm going to yo stream elements. It is stretching time, and I have been. So I'm going to do a wee bit of stretching. So that is the end of that folder. Sometimes you don't know whether to keep all these things, but I'm glad that I kept those. Lots of those pictures feel really meaningful. There's a couple of them that I really should just cut off the wooden board and then give the wooden boards back to a college or something if they want those wooden boards back. I think that was a bit cheeky of me. I don't know, like the other one of the pineapple, that could be cut off safely. But yeah, that's a wee bit of me. So I know today wasn't really so much about board games or games in any sense. I mean, but yeah. So there is one more folder, but I think you just saw the best stuff, which was right at the end, which was the stuff that I decided to put in the end of your show. So recap up. So what have I done today? I started off talking about recent highlights. I talked about secret compartments. Sate told us all about bits in the house and enjoying and how like there was this whole house of Dad and that had built secret tunnels and bits to anyway hide away in. It sounds amazing. Sate made me brainstorm a game based on a random wiki, which I did. It wasn't a very good game, but I just pondered it for a while. We ended up brainstorming a game based on a game show and talking about, how do you. It feels like it would just naturally lend itself towards a 20 questions style thing. But could you get like little secrets based on celebrities? Could you then retheme it based on celebrity gossip? Because that feels like the most appropriate way to turn I've got to see. And we played Snakes and Ladders. Elaine won, and that was some exciting twists and turns up the ladders, down the snakes. And so yeah, it was a fun thing to do commentary for. And I showed a lot of pictures, turned some people away, which I understand not every show is going to be for everyone. But yeah, hopefully some of that's been interesting. If you're still watching, then I guess hopefully you've enjoyed seeing a bit of what I did like 14 years ago, I want to say. That was 2006. So yeah, if you want to follow me, then you can follow me on all the places. And you can find me on the faces, like facebook.com is Things by Bez, because you can't really get, well, at the time you couldn't get F and B next to each other in a Facebook URL. So it's facebook.com/Things by Bez. But if you search for Stuff by Bez, you'll find me most places. Stuffbybez.com, stuffbybez@gmail.com, stuffbybez.bigcartel.com if you want to buy stuff, twitter.com/stuffbez if you want to just see textual information, instagram.com/stuffbybez, twitch.tv/stuffbybez where I stream every day at 10 a.m. UK time, youtube.com/stuffbybez for the old shows, stuffbybez.com/discord if you're not already on there, then please join my Discord. And we're going to have a game jam in 6th of February. When is that? 2 weeks? Yep. yeah, 2 weeks time. So yeah, game jam, 6th of February to 13th February, and yep, I'm going to not have any normal streaming. It's just going to be making games with people, playing games that people have made, trying out things, hopefully setting up a very friendly environment in the Discord for people to brainstorm in some channels, and then once you've made your game, go into another channel. I'll I'll put up a thing later today, and if it doesn't make sense, then please let me know. I would like to say thank you, everyone. Today, I guess I should be thanking my former my former tutors, Julian and Sharon, I want. And man, I'm really bad with names. But no, these were people who kind of encouraged me and helped me along the way. And so, but also right now, more pertinent, I don't want to be like, oh, thanks to my parents, thanks to, all the people, but like genuinely, thank you to everyone who's watching. Thank you to everyone who cares. Thank you to everyone who cares about the world. Thank you to everyone who's trying to be a little bit less individualistic and more caring about the people around them. So thank you, everyone, and everyone here who's an actual human as opposed to the couple of robots who popped in early. Everyone has been super lovely, and so thank you, everyone. And as we wrap up, if you have any questions then, and you've just popped in halfway through, you know what, feel free to ask them at this point. Otherwise, the only thing left to ask is over to you. What are you up to? You can share anything you want to. So, let me know, what are you up to? Do you have something that you are planning to do that you need to get done? Do you have something that you are looking forward to, that you're like, oh, that's going to be a nice treat? Something that you're hoping for? Whether it's exciting or trivial or important and serious or just fun and frivolous, let us know. I myself, my ambition is that I'm going to try and make Monday and maybe Tuesday my sort of weekend, do a bit less work. I'm going to, although I do have a couple of things to do, I'm going to um, I'm going to set up a few things. I'm going to yeah, try. Okay, so I might try and get to a song written about a game that people can then guess what the game is. Maybe what would that song be on Wednesday, or yeah, maybe on Wednesday or Friday. But yeah, I'll try and write a new song. I'll try and sort out a wee bit more of the Game Jam week today. We'll see how that goes. And yeah, on Game Jam week, we're going to have Alan Paul and James Naylor and Tiz and Rita Modal on the stream to like just make games on stream to see how other people do it. Maybe we'll make something good and worth playing. Maybe we'll make something bad that we pretend we never made and we just ignore for the rest of eternity. But yeah, let me know what you're up to. What are you looking forward to? I might be going out for a wee bit of a wander, might be ringing a couple of people, might be listening to some podcasts. I'm going to try and do a good bit of wandering today. So yeah, for my streams, look at stuffbybeds.com/streams. You will see if you check there that tomorrow Rita Modal, Alan Paul and Matthew Dunstan are going to be chatting about prototyping. And then we're going to be playing something together in the evening. Not me and Rita and Alan, and I just meant me and anyone who wants to join in. So 8 p.m. UK time, if you want to join in something, I think I I'm thinking of saying, okay, we'll alternate word game, non-word game, word game, non-word game. And so we might go back to make a word search tomorrow. let me know if you have any preference of what we play tomorrow, if you think you might join in. Wednesday, reading The Warlock of Firetop Mountain. Thursday, discussing Twilight Imperium, 4th edition with Calvin Wong Saloon. Friday is the Friendly Friday Forum. Saturday, we're entering with Dutch Yoda, but yep. Tomorrow, check it out. It should be really useful. If you are interested in board game design at all, come and check out myself, Rita, Alan, and Matthew. Share, spread the word. Speaking of which, I should probably spread the word of that myself on Cardboard Edison. That's what I'm going to do when I finish. Anything else that and hello B. It's lovely to meet you. Thank you for joining this. So I didn't know you're watching, but I'm in Las Vegas, says Flo B, and it might snow today, so that's always exciting because it rarely rains, let alone snow. Yeah. You know, I was in Las Vegas once. I went to the Strip and we were staying in one of these fancy places, and my parents don't gamble at all, so if you don't gamble, it's actually really cheap in the Strip. And then I went to the most amazing buffet I've ever been to, although my memories at the time, my standards might have been a bit lower, because you know how it is, when you're older, you have some fancier food. And I remember going up to this one place, it was not really gambling, it wasn't like poker, but it was kind of designed for, which is in a way more insidious, because like there were all the things that you would win, instead of winning big money, you would win these giant cuddly toys. And go up, and it would be like an escalator going up very slowly, and it's like one of the science galleries in London where you go up this escalator and then there's all these wonderful things around you, and then you see all the lights and everything flashing, and it says, "Welcome to the magnificent, the wonderful Castle Excalibur." And so yeah, Castle Excalibur, I just remember going in and I was like, wow, this is really cool, and just all the lights and everything was so cool. Anyway, but yeah, I've not actually been to the other, I don't have any memories or anything of the rest of Las Vegas, but it's lovely to have you here, and I hope that you are having a good day, and I hope you managed to enjoy the snow. So yeah, if anyone else has any final comments or any final questions, then let me know. Otherwise, while I'm opening up the floor, I'm just going to look at Twitch to see what's going on. Okay, so if you want to join me for a quick raid, feel free to paste some of that or all of it. So we've got a few musicians on. We've got Amadeus. We love Amadeus. Well, I love Amadeus. There's also Nerdy Singer Kate, Lizzie Senrose, or Aikitaka doing a sleepy music stream. That double check, quick look. You know what, let's check out a new. Oh wait, Aiki Taka is finishing up. Okay, so we're not going to go there. So Lizzie Senrose or Amadeus. Amadeus has loads of people already on, but yeah, we like Amadeus. So let's raid Amadeus. Sorry for all the pondering. That is officially the end of the show. Amadeus is a pianist, wonderful pianist, friendly, has been on this show once before. We talked about background music. That was towards the end of 2020. And yeah, lovely person. So Again, if you've not told me, or if you're watching this after the fact, I hope that you do have something you're looking forward to. Even if it's a wee meal, you can say, I'm quite looking forward to having a bowl of cereal. That will be a nice thing. I'm trying to take pleasure from at least one thing today, even in these difficult times because of people doing horrible things and also these times of isolation. Just have one thing today where you sit down and you go, I'm going to take a moment to enjoy this, whether it's the taste of this, or enjoy the walking around, or enjoy the conversation. Try and find some joy in it. And so, yeah, the only thing left to do, as you might know, is for me at this point to say bye, 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 bye. This is a goodbye song. Bye, 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 bye. Thank you for watching along. Bye, 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 bye. This is the end of the show. Bye, 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 bye. And now it's time to go. Bye, bye, bye. This is the end of the show. Bye, bye. Thank you for watching along. Bye, 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 bye. This is the end of the show. I hope you enjoy that. Bye, 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 bye. And now it's time to go. Bye bye, bye bye, bye bye, bye bye, bye bye, bye, bye. Bye bye, all you wonderful people. Maybe see you tomorrow. Bye bye.